everyone.
Welcome to
thankuex.
Friends, then dating, then exes, then friends again.
So we're gonna get into the title more later, but we're gonna introduce ourselves first. So, Rachel.
Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Leah Pitch. I'm 17 years old. I live in Alaska. I'm a YouTuber, a TikToker, lifeguard, golf cart worker. Yeah.
She does it all. I'm Coda Poulin. Obviously, also live in Alaska. Also a lifeguard. Work at Papa Murphy's too. It's pretty exciting, like pizzas.
Cringe.
Band, choir. Yeah.
Okay. So, as you have heard, the name of our podcast is called thankuex. Basically, we wanted this title because we both love Ari. And also, if you didn't know, we dated.
For 3 months.
For 3 months. Yes. So.
Almost exactly 3 months.
Oh, yeah. I broke up with him on our 3 months, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so we're going to get into that. Explain the title. Explain our whole relationship, the awkwardness, the good, the bad, everything. So our goal for the podcast is basically, in future episodes, we'll probably have, like, special guests. We'll play fun games, talk about our views on current events, and just everything. And so, yeah, let's dive into the first episode. Okay. So our relationship, we've known each other for a really long time. When did you start swimming?
Like 10 years. It's been, like, a long time.
Yeah, we've known each other for a long time, been friends for a long time.
I moved to elementary school together, too, so I knew from that, too. Kind of friends with them, but not, like, super close.
Yeah, for real.
And then middle school, this is where the tea starts, okay?
Middle
school, seventh grade. I told Rachel I liked her. Do you remember that?
Yes, and then...
It was, like, on a bus or something.
No. You told Grace, our friend, and then Grace told me, and then I was like...
And then she texted me and was like...
No, yeah, he said... Well, you sent me this thing, like, a few days later, so you're like, so did Grace tell you what? And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, this is so, like, awkward. And so I sent him, like, this big, long paragraph. I was like, oh, I don't, like you back and, like, stuff. But it was so weird, because I think I started liking you, like, after that, because you, like, gave me attention. I was like, I just have to like him back, you know? And so that whole summer, every time I saw you, I was like, oh. At soccer games. That was so funny.
So she had, like, this whole paragraph about how, like, yeah, just friends and stuff. I was like, oh, dang, okay.
Yeah, and then we went... Well, the next year I was in high school, my freshman year, and you were in 8th grade, so we didn't really see each other.
I like it all.
Except for, like, swimming. And I don't really remember what the vibes were that year.
That was too long ago. I don't remember either.
Yeah. And
then, so freshman year, we were just super close in, like, the swim team and stuff.
Yeah.
We weren't, like,
We were, like, friends. Like, it was the type of thing where, like, we couldn't really hang out, like, outside of school, or, like, outside of swimming. It would have been, like, weird. But, like, we, like, really vibed.
In practice, like, trips and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, shoot. What came next? Okay, so let's just dive into, like... Okay.
The drama.
So, my junior year, his sophomore year, like, the beginning of the year, so we were obviously in the high school swim teams together, and you can obviously explain this later, but I just remember you, like... Well, because I, like, texted you, I was so annoying my junior year. I hated myself my junior year. Okay, I didn't hate myself. I just, like, was super annoying. And so, my junior year, I, like, texted you, and I was like, so, are you going to homecoming? And then you just didn't get the hint, because I was trying to, like, low-key ask you, but, like, in the stupidest way. And, yeah, go ahead.
She posted on her Finsta.
No! Don't bring up the Finsta
She posted on her Finsta.
Don't bring up the Finsta post.
And she goes, what did you say?
I was like, I think it was like, I was like, when you're throwing him all these signs, but he just doesn't get it.
So I DM her, and I was like, did I ask you this, like, about me or something?
No, you didn't ask. You were just like, ooh, who's this about? Like, you were trying to, I was like, ugh, I know he's trying to ask if it's, like, about him. It was so awkward.
So then, at that point, I was like, obviously it's about me, right? So then...
I should have been like, no.
I started plotting with our mutual friend, Trevor, shout out to you.
Oh, yeah.
So I started plotting to, like, ask her out to homecoming. So I got, like, the swim cap, and I wrote, like...
Not me forgetting about this.
I wrote, homecoming on it, question mark. And then we went to morning practice at, like, 6:30 in the morning. And then I like handed it to her, and she didn't get it at first. She started putting the cap on, and I was like, "Hold up, not what I
And then
meant."
Trevor was like, "Look at the cap, Rachel," and I was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yes."
And I was super lucky. She was like, "Yep," and then we just like swam.
I still have that cap in my locker.
Actually?
I'm too scared to wear it because I'm like, it brings up the memory. Just
Oh,
kidding,
jeez.
not the bad memories. Okay.
Only good things.
Yeah. So then we went to homecoming. It was awkward. We danced like once, and then
Even like okay, when we danced like together, it was for like 30 seconds, and it just I don't know, it was awkward.
it was awkward, but like it was expected to be awkward.
Yeah.
And then like I remember like just like weeks after that, you just kept on asking, like texting me, so are we gonna like date, or like you never said like let's date. You just like really avoided it, and I was always like, but I kept on denying you.
Oh, it could be like, so, like, what are we? Like, what's happening? And you was like, I don't know. Like, I'm thinking about it. And one time I just, like, cornered you. We walked around the school and we're, like, we talked about it. That's the first time we, like, talked about it in person.
Oh, yeah.
So we, like, walked around the school and was like, so, like, what are we? And you're like, I don't know. I don't want to ruin our friendship or something.
I want to ruin our friendship. Yeah. So that was, like, awkward. Like, you kept on asking me. And I, like, knew in the back of my head. I was like, I don't know. And then finally, like, you texted me, like, one night. It was the night before a swim meet, I think. And you texted me, you were like, hey, so, like, you asked me again. And I was finally like, yeah, let's do it or whatever. We both, like, avoided actually saying let's date or whatever. And then it was just, it all started. It's just.
This is where the
relationship.
stuff goes down.
So we started dating in October 2019. Yeah. Not me remembering.
Not you remembering the date.
I don't know the date. I think it was like early October.
Did we text? Was it Snapchat or like text message?
I think it was Snapchat because you were like, I don't want my mom to see these.
Did I say that? I don't know. I would care.
You were like, oh. Okay. Anyways. So yeah, let's talk about first date.
Where was it? Was it Dry Bones or?
I think wasn't it the movie?
It was a movie. So we went. Gemini Man, that's what it was.
I don't remember. It was with Will Smith.
It was Gemini Man. We went and watched that. My mom dropped me off because I was 15.
And I wasn't off my provisional, so I couldn't drive him.
So we meet up there. I bought her tickets. She tried to pay. I was like, no, me. And then she didn't want any food or anything. And then I remember getting shamed because it was like 2 weeks to Regions, and I bought a lemonade. And
and
so Aiden, who swims with us,
one of our people on our swim team was working at the movie theater, and he was like, "Coda, you're really having this before Regions or whatever?" And you were like,
"It's lemonade." Like you both of you were like, "Why are you drinking this?" I was like, "I'm gonna drink a lemonade if I want a lemonade." So I did. We just went in, and nothing. We kind of just like sat there the entire time. I tried to hold your hand the entire time.
We kind of chatted,
but I kept moving my hand over, and you just didn't do anything.
You were not moving your hand over.
I
did not remember that.
Rachel, I did.
You were just sitting there like...
No. And my hand kept moving, and I was just too afraid to, like just go for it. So I just sat there.
I couldn't. I probably would have been like, just kidding.
Just denies me.
No. Okay. Yeah, so that was our first date. And then...
We went to your car, because my mom wasn't there yet. So we sat in your car. We just kind of sat there and talked, and it was
just
vibey,
chatted.
But like nothing
It was
happened.
only for like 5 minutes.
We just sat there, and I was like, bye. I just let my mom pick me up.
And then, okay, I don't remember, like, there's, like, other dates, but we usually just went to, like, coffee shop and stuff, and it was, like, fine.
They were all just I think the rest of them for the next 3 months were just coffee shops.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but, like, it wasn't, like, a date. You know? Like, it was just, like, we were, like, hanging out.
Just, like, chatting. It was literally, like, our whole relationship was just, like, us being friends, but just hanging out more.
The entire relationship was just friends.
Nothing happened. Maybe one hug the whole relationship.
I don't even remember hugging you. I don't know if I do.
Honestly, now that you say that, I can't remember. Okay, anyways. Oh, wait, okay. Wait, I'm gonna whisper something to you. You know what? Okay, we'll talk about it. Okay, so we went to state for swimming. Like, together. Well, like, everyone with the team. I don't know if you want me to talk about this.
Just talk about it. Just do it. Just go.
Okay, and so after the state meet, I, like, stayed. I don't remember if you stayed where the meet. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But, like, that night, you, like, texted me on Snapchat, of course.
I know you're gonna talk about. Oh my gosh, just keep going.
And then you texted me. You were like, I think I love you. And this was like, I don't even think a month into our relationship.
Not even a month.
And I was like,
No,
I
then she was like,
Coda.
so...
No. I texted one of my friends, like, immediately, in all caps. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do?
Who?
I don't want to expose them. Yeah, and then she's like, oh gosh, like, have you guys even been dating for, like, a month? And then I just talked through it with her, and then I just texted you back. I was like, I'm not there yet. But you were, like, really, like, good about it. You were like, oh, that's fine. Like, usually, I feel like, anyways, like, in the movies, guys are like, ugh, you don't like me back, or whatever. Yeah. Gilmore Girls, Dean.
Well, I was just like... Okay, I was like...
Wait, okay. Oh, no, I'll get into this later. Well, question segment will be later. Okay.
I don't know how to explain what was going through my head. It was, like, late. And I just, like, did it. I was, like, nervous. I was like, no, I'm just gonna go for it.
You were on the high from state.
I didn't even do that good, so I don't know why I've been on a high
I
from
literally
state.
don't remember that state.
But I just sent it, and you were like, I'll get there. I know I will, but I'm just not there yet. And I was like, okay.
And then I never told him that I loved him back the whole rest of the relationship.
I don't think I said it again after that.
Yeah, but I, like, ask you, like, questions about it, but...
Oh, yeah, we had conversations about, like, so, like,
deep convos.
What made you, like, think that, or something?
I was like yeah, like,
feel?
why do you love me? I'm so cringe, I can't. Anyways,
title the video, why do you love me?
and then Christmas rolls around, and it was, like, awkward. Well, not really. Like, I knew I was gonna get you a present or whatever. So I got you, like, a Patagonia shirt.
I still have that. Great shirt.
And then you got me a necklace. I don't know where it is,
Rachel,
but I never wore it.
It's expensive.
I'm sorry. I never wore it. It's from Fred Meyer Jewelers.
It was expensive. Okay. And then the real tea started. She broke up with me, like, 3 weeks after this.
Stop. I wish you had, like, your style now and got the necklace. Because... Never mind.
You're giving it back?
No. Anyways, so at Christmas we gave each other gifts, and then it gets into it, like, so Christmas is December 25th, obviously, and then I broke up with him, like, early January, and so, like, after Christmas, we didn't hang out at all Christmas break.
I don't think so. It was, except for that, like, when we did, like,
and then,
gifts. And
yeah, you kept on asking me, you were like, we should hang out. I was like, oh, I'm busy. Like, my grandparents are here. Because I was like, not him, not that grandpa. And then the whole, like, last 2 weeks of the last, like, week of our relationship. Okay, be prepared, trigger warning. This is me being, like, the most selfish and annoying I've ever been in my whole entire life. So, you kept on, like, texting me. And I was giving, like, one-word answers and, like, stuff like that. Cause
I knew it was, like,
I knew I was gonna break up with you. But I was, like, I don't want it to, like, come off as, like, a surprise to him. So I started, like, giving him, like, one-word answers.
Started depriving me of, attention.
And then the day that I broke up with him, that night before, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, Rachel, let's go. So I started practicing it in my head, like, what I'm gonna say.
Not the rehearsal.
And then that night, you texted me, like, good night, and I just didn't say anything. Because I was like, I didn't want to come to it as a surprise. And then you texted me good morning, and I didn't say anything. and then you were like, is something wrong? And I don't remember what I said, but I was probably like, we need to talk. With, like, a period, probably.
It was a period. We need to talk, period.
And then you texted me, like, where should we meet? I was like, and then, yeah. So basically, you can explain. Go ahead, talk.
So I knew, so, like, 2 weeks, I was like, someone's weird, like, she just won't talk to me, she won't see me, she won't anything. So, like, I texted Trevor, and I was like, so, like, I think Rachel's gonna break up with me, and I was,
I didn't know you texted Trevor.
Yeah, and I was like, so, did I do something? And his response was, maybe it's something you didn't do. And I was
not him hitting with you, like, the brain teasing.
And I was like, oh. So that's what I do, like, this was happening. I texted you, and I was like, if you're gonna break up with me, just do it right now. Like, I know what's happening. Do you remember that? I was like, if you're gonna break up with me, like...
I remember you being, like, mad. I was like, okay.
Let me know so I can be prepared and stuff. And you're like, I just want to talk to you, like, in person. And I was like, well, I know what's happening.
No,
like,
my mom always told me, like, if I'm gonna date someone, I need to, like, break up with them in person. Or ask them out in person. One thing you didn't do. And so I was like, I have to do this in person. I have to do it. And so we meet, like, outside the locker room, and I'm like, can we go to my car? And so
Walk of shame all the way there.
No,
Like, I know
I was
gonna
trying
happen.
to, like, make convo, because you were wearing, I don't know if you were wearing the Patagonia shirt, but you were wearing some type of Patagonia. I remember this. I was like, yeah, not him wearing the Patagonia shirt I got him. I don't think you were wearing it.
I was wearing it.
But you were
my
wearing,
jacket,
yeah, I was like, oh, I like your Patagonia, and, like, trying to make convo on the way. And then we got there. It was so cold out. I don't remember why I do this. And then I, like, broke up with you, did my little rehearsed speech. I was like, so, like, blah, 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 like, I'm breaking up with you, I just don't think it's working out, and I was like, I hope we can still be friends, and you just didn't say anything in the car, and then I was like, and then you were like, see you at practice, and, like, left.
We swam together, like, 10 minutes after that, like, right next to each other. I was like,
No, and I planned on not going to swim practice that day. I was like, I'm just not, and, like, I give him his space, but then you were like, see you at practice, and I was like, I have to go.
I thought about pouting and just not going to practice for like a week. I was like, I don't want to see her. So
I didn't know you hurt that much.
Rachel, well, because, like, okay, we'll get into more of it, but, like, I knew, like, the effects it would have on us.
Yeah. So I think, like, it was, like, awkward, but, like, you texted me that night, and you were like, of course we can still be friends, like, I'm sorry, like, I was just, like, sad or whatever. And I was like, okay. And then you, like, I was so mean to you afterwards. And you were like, you were, like, trying to be nice to me, and I don't know why I was, like, mean to you. I guess, yeah, I don't know. I have no excuse. That was, like, I was being so annoying.
And then the next segment of this is the next 4-month period where we just, like, weren't friends, like, at all.
No, but we, like, so it was in January, and I think, like, quarantine, like, really helped us.
Yeah, we
like,
got a lot of space and
yeah,
stuff. Because
for
practice,
sure.
practice, and it was just, like, we can just be separate and, like...
Yeah. And I think that was, like, really nice. And we, like, text each other every once in a while during quarantine, just to, like, check up on each other.
Or we talk, like... I don't remember. Okay, it was when High School Musical, the musical series came out, and I was talking to you like, "Hey, so are you gonna like watch it?" And I was like, you were like still pretty like freshly broke up, and you're like, "I don't know yet, like maybe."
Yeah.
And it was like super
and then
just
I
like
watched it.
dead conversations that like just didn't go anywhere,
for
and I was
real.
like, "Oh, cool."
That was when I like really vibed with every other person on the team.
Except for me.
That was when I grew the other relationships with other people. No. Okay, but so quarantine. And then, like, after quarantine, I don't know why. During the summer, when we had, like, swim practices. So, summer 2020, we had swim practices and, like, dry land stuff. I feel like it was pretty chill. Like, I don't know how we got back.
I can't remember how we got back. But I think summer was, like, still not very close. It was kind of distant still.
I don't know how we got back to normal, but I feel like now we're, like, closer than we
I'm close. Yeah, closer than we ever have been. Even when we were dating. Like, we're
no,
closer now
real.
than when we were
like,
dating.
For real. It's
But
kind
like
of
then high school swimming this year was like super chill, like we were like super close and stuff.
For real.
But yeah, it was just super awkward because like this person that I known like my entire life was something like low-key thought well, I think he probably did. He like hated me.
I never hated you. I just don't know what was going through my mind.
So we like I don't know, we just like wouldn't talk or it was just weird.
I know, it was. I'm glad we talked through that. Okay, so now to the question segment. Asking each other questions about the relationship.
So do you have, like, one set up in your mind you want to ask me already?
Yeah, for, like, both of us, kind of.
Okay.
So, like, was there anything, like, while we were dating that you, like, didn't like that I did?
Not
Except
really.
for me not, like, texting you for the
last
2 weeks.
2 weeks was probably my biggest...
That doesn't count. Not me having an answer and you saying not really.
Rachel!
Okay.
Okay, go on.
I'm, like, my love language that, like, people give to me is definitely not like what is the one thing called? Not the anyways, is it words of affirmation? Like that some of it is fine, but there's some things that you would say that was like really cringy and like really cheesy and I was like, oh. And then there's one thing I don't remember what you said, but I remember reading it and I just threw my phone like on my bed and I took a shower and obviously it said that like I read it. And so when I came out of the shower, you're like, was that like too cheesy? And I was like, no,
I think
it
I remember
was
you
fine.
saying that or something.
I was like, no, it was fine. And I like lied. But I was like so like cringe. I think that started where I was like,
I can't remember what I said, but
yeah. Okay. That question's answered. Do you have a question for me?
Well, I guess that kind of would have been one. You just didn't do you so that's like the exact moment you were like kind of starting to think about like ending
Not the exact moment. I think it was just a lot of little things. I honestly think, like... Okay. I took, like... Like, I'm thankful for the relationship because it taught me so much, like, about... Like, that
thank you,
singleness.
the really the
No, for real. That, like, singleness is, like, fine. Like, before that, I was, like, I always wanted a boyfriend and stuff. And now I'm, like, for
Well, I
months.
really just ruined it for you.
No.
That's dumb.
For months after that, I was, like, I'm honestly, like, fine being single. Like, that was the first time I was, like,
Yeah, that makes sense.
like, appreciating being single.
Mm-hmm.
And now, back to wanting boyfriend. But yeah,
A
so...
vibe.
Oh, shoot, I have a question for you. This might get a little too deep.
Let's
Be
just go.
honest, 100% honest, Coda.
Yes.
Did you actually love me?
Okay.
Or did you just say it?
This
to keep it going.
I can talk about this a whole bunch. So I think I was just confused because like we were like second closest, like freshman sophomore year, like we were
Second closest?
like now we're like super close, but like then
Oh,
was,
second
like,
closest.
like
I was
second like in our
there's someone
relationship for like
above me.
closeness, you know. So I think I confused like with a lot of people. Like most of the people I liked was because I was friends with them, and our relationship was like our friendship was good.
Yeah. sorry.
We're vaccinated. It's fine.
Half vaxxed.
So like a lot of people I just like was friends with them, and I was like emotionally confused.
Yeah.
On what like liking somebody was.
Yeah.
So I was just like, Rich was like one of my best friends. Like I like her, right? And that was like what was going in my mind. Like we're best friends. I was confusing.
You loved me.
Well, I was confusing what that meant, Rachel. I still don't know what that means.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That
I'm
makes
saying
sense.
like I was just confused. Like
I'm fine with being your
our friend-
first fake love. I'm fine with it.
Sure.
I actually like wrote a song.
I need to hear it eventually, Rachel.
But
When did you write it?
like a few weeks after we broke up, I was just like, I have so many words I just have to let out. But so like, I don't know. I'll show it to you sometime. But it's so bad. Like it's so cringe. I'm like, it's playing in my head right now. Yeah, I had another question, but I forgot what it was.
Does that make sense though? I was just saying like.
Yeah.
Just like I was confused in what like my feelings. And I was like still today like I don't understand like what's going on in my head and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a question. So I remember when I first started dating you, Trevor was like, he said, he was like, make sure like you're fine with breaking up with him, like if it ever gets down to it, because you know he's not gonna break up with you, because you were like awkward, like you were kind of awkward, like yeah. Okay. I just couldn't see you breaking up
We
with
all know I'm
anyone.
awkward for those of you listening.
But
very awkward
so I was like,
person.
okay, so like I thought about it. I was like, what if I never broke up with you? Like what would have happened? Would we still be together? Probably not, but
so there's a whole other backstory behind that. Like girlfriends I had in like 5th grade, I'd like make them agree they'd never break up with me.
sign a contract.
Be like, we're gonna break up with each other, right? And be like, yeah, of course. And be like 9 years old.
If you said that to me, broken up with you right on the spot.
But it was just like I am like socially awkward, and I don't think I ever could have.
Yeah.
So if you never broke up with me, I probably would never break up with you.
Would we still be together? I can't.
I don't know.
We'd be like a year and a half. Right
Maybe like
now.
mutual. I don't know if we like be like we're done. I think we could have been like mutually like, hey, this isn't working.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, friends, that's cool.
So like when I broke up with you, did it really like hit you?
Like that you be like broke up.
Yeah.
Or,
Like,
I
were
was
you
just, like,
actually sad?
I was sad. Like I think my mom asked me like that day, like, what's wrong? And I was like, oh well. So I must have been sad enough to like.
And then Ashley like text my mom like, just kidding.
Which is awkward because I went through a period where I was like, does her family hate me and stuff like that.
No.
But BFFs with Scott, so that's cool.
Yes, we love Scott. So funny, another story with our relationship. So I remember, this is another kind of thing, like cringy kind of thing that happened. I'm just being honest with you, okay? So no hard feelings. So you texted me, like, in our relation, like, I think the first few weeks we were dating, and you were like, can we put each other in our bios? And I didn't want to. I didn't want to. You were like, I just did it, and I was like, and then, and then I looked and you, like, tagged me in your bio.
Isn't it supposed to do?
And then, well, like, some people do it, and then, like, so I was like, ugh, I'll just tag him. And then...
Not the side, Rachel.
And then when I broke up with you, that night, like, after swimming, I, like, looked on Instagram, and you, like, took me out of your bio.
I took it, like, on the walk to swimming after that. I think I took off,
That's
like, right
the
there.
only thing you were thinking about. You're like... And then
sad,
I was
angry.
like... And so I just, like, took it off. But I was, like, trying to think of, like, when you took it off. But I don't know. That was just another cringy thing that I just didn't want to do. I don't know.
It's just cringy is the vibe we're going with me.
No, like, our whole relationship.
Yeah, I understand.
awkward, cringy. Oh my gosh, explain a relationship in 3 words. Go.
You just did 2 of them.
You can't steal them.
Oh my gosh, Rachel.
You're like, love
You just go first. I'm gonna think. You go first. I'm gonna think.
Okay, we'll both not be able to say those words. Slow. Necessary.
Okay.
Thankful. I don't know.
Thank you, Zach. Shout out the podcast. I'm gonna say like friends, because honestly, like, it just was like we were friends the entire time. Like, we literally didn't do anything that was like relationship. It was like we just hung out, we're friends the entire time.
Yeah, for real. Got each other presents. That's it, friends.
Friends honestly describes like the entire relationship in one word.
For real.
That was like that's what it was.
Yeah. I said necessary because when I was watching Vampire Diaries for the first time, the first episode, you know how Elena and Matt got together like before or whatever? I don't know if they get together in the show. Don't read it for me. I'm on season 3. So they were like, in the first episode, she was like, Elena was explaining, she was like, you know, when you're like friends with someone like your whole life and you like owe it to each other to like try it and like see if it could be something more, but then it wasn't. I was like, wow. Like that's
like what
I feel
we
like
were,
yeah,
like,
for real.
But I think it like really solidified like how we are now is like based on like that we went through that and like understood like where we are and stuff.
For sure. Emma. Okay, Emma's behind the camera.
Say hi, Emma.
So she's been like our little assistant.
Our tech person. Yeah.
So do you have any questions for us? Our relationship?
What?
You practicing being a lawyer? We're at the witness. We're a witness.
Yes.
Yes.
What were your emotions separately, obviously, when you first like officially decided to be a couple?
Emotions. Okay, I was like.
Were you actually happy, or were you like, oh, okay?
I don't know. Okay.
Well, so I just tried for so long, you know. She kept me like, I don't know, for like 2 weeks, and then I told my mom because after homecoming, she was like, so like, what are you and Rachel? And I was like, oh, we're just gonna stay friends, like. And she was like, wow, I love that. Like, you guys just decided that your friendship's more important.
Yeah.
And like literally 3 days later, we got together, and I was like, oops.
Not 3 days later.
No, it was like after I told my mom. I talked to mom about that, and like literally 3 days after we decided, like I told her that we were just gonna stay friends. We got together, and I was like, so scratch what I just told you.
Scratch that. So I guess my emotions when we started dating. So we like started dating the night before a swim meet. We were going somewhere. It was like a 2-hour drive on the bus the next morning, and there was like no spots. There's no spots up there with him, and so like I sat in the very back, and he was like in the front. And, I mean, I guess I could have sat next to you, but, oh well. I guess my emotions, like, with that whole day was just, like, okay, your parents were at the meet, and I was like, I really don't want them to come up to me. Like, I don't know if you told them or anything, but...
I can't remember what I told them.
So, I was avoiding them. Love them, though. Love them. Sorry if you guys are watching. I was trying to avoid the awkwardness of, like, them being like, oh my gosh, I heard you and Coda are together, and... So I feel like it was, like, chill that day, but I think I was just, like, awkward emotions.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But...
That reminds me, okay, so we had senior champs, so swim meet in January, where we both went, I'm pretty sure. We went to senior champs January, it's like in Homer.
This was, like, 2019.
Well, we both went to a meet right after, we went to senior champs after we broke up.
Oh!
I think we both had, like, your mom was
2020?
there. Yeah, 2020 senior champs. So I think was it Homer?
No,
we went to a meet right after we broke up.
Oh, it wasn't in senior champs. It was in Homer though.
We just a meet in Homer. So like your mom was like right behind us, like the front row of the stands, like right behind us. And she remember being like just sitting there, like trying to like avoid.
Oh my gosh, she wouldn't have said anything.
I know. It was just like
I was just like nice race. Yeah, I remember her being mad at me because she was like, you need to try being friends with Coda. Come on, Rachel. Like, just sit next to him at the meet, start a convo. And I just, like, didn't.
Well, like,
the ride home, she was like, Rachel, come on.
Really? Dang.
Yeah. I was like, okay, Krista. She really knew that we'd be friends again.
For real. Look at us now.
I know.
Podcast.
Any more questions for anyone?
What were your friends' reactions when you told them you were dating?
Okay, so I think I told, like, one person at first, and...
I think Trevor might have been one of the first people that knew.
I told one friend because she was also dating someone at the time, but that didn't last very long. I'm not gonna say her name.
Yeah, I know you're.
Yeah, and the person she was dating was like kind of friends with you, and so it was kind of.
We talked about that.
It was kind of like a little.
Oh my gosh, look at us mutuals.
I know, it's kind of like a little double couple moment. And I told her, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, like I've seen it for so long. You guys like totally could have been dating or whatever." And then I don't think like. I remember telling like. I was friends with these two people like at the time, like I still kind of am, but I remember like sending in the group chat like I don't think I ever told them I was dating you until like later, but I was saying like I think I'm gonna ask Coda to homecoming or whatever. So I think that's like the only time. I think everyone was like,
wait, you wanted to ask me?
Well, like no, I wanted you to ask me, but like I wanted to go to homecoming with you. So I think I remember them I think everyone's friends' reactions were like they were all, most of them were like, yeah, I could, like, I saw it coming, kind of.
Yeah.
Because we'd just been friends for so long. But then I think some other people were like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know. I don't really remember.
I just, like, I don't know. I never told, like, some people. So they just, like, found out, I guess. But I never told them they broke up. So I'm wondering, like, in their minds, like, what do they think happened, you know? Like, people, like, on the swim team who, like, had just found out we were dating, like, what happened with them? Like, what did they think happened? Because we were told, like, I didn't tell anybody we broke up, really.
I know.
Someone, like,
I kind of feel that, Loki.
What do they think happened? Leave in the comments.
There's gonna be one comment. So we gotta kind of wrap this up soon. But how long have we went?
We're at 32 minutes.
Oh, dang.
Wait!
We can probably do
probably...
45.
Yeah.
Oh.
Recommended's 20 to 45, so we're good.
Okay, oh shoot, what was I gonna say? Oh, parents' reactions. So, I remember, like, this was, like, after homecoming. And so in between homecoming and us dating, this is when this happened. I remember there's a team dinner here at my house. And, I remember telling my mom, like, before, like, she was like, so what's gonna happen with you and Coda? And I was like, oh, no, we're just, like, friends. Like, going to homecoming together. And, it was team dinner here. And I remember after the team dinner, after everyone left, my mom was like, are you sure Coda doesn't like you? He was following you around the whole night. And, like, and I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, stop. And so, like, when we started dating, I think they were just like, yay. Like, I don't know.
Yay.
I don't know. I guess they saw it coming too, maybe. My sister was like, oh my gosh, you have a boyfriend. And I was like, that was the first person I told. I FaceTimed her right after our conversation. She's like, Rachel, what?
That impression, though.
Yeah. Okay, your parents' reactions?
Okay, so I have a habit of, like, just not telling my parents things. So I don't think I told them till, like, 2 weeks after we got together.
I mean, it's not like it was obvious that we were together, so...
No. Well, like...
They couldn't really figure it out.
It was like, she tried to run me off at school, and I was like, by the way, I'm dating Rachel, bye. And then I hopped out of the car.
Like Emma at
he's
the work.
He's a track
Yeah. So, actually, like, when you asked me out, like, no, like, we were dating, but, like, we were dating, and then you asked if, like, we go to movies, so we, like, planned a date, and it was gonna be on Friday. And I remember my mom was gone all week for work. She was, like, not home, but, she was, like, out of town. And so I, like, had to tell my dad, that I would needed to ask him if we could go. And I remember the whole week, like, I had from Monday to Friday to tell him. And I waited until Thursday night. I was like, hey, Dad, like, Coda asked me to movie, can we go? And he was like, oh. And he was like, yeah, sure. But I, like, worked up so much courage. Down here for the interview. And then my mom knew, because my mom was the second person I told that we were dating. And I never told my dad, because those things are just really awkward with us. But, and so, obviously my mom told my dad. And so, actually, the whole week, before I told, he was like, so, Rachel, you have something to tell me, like, Thursday night. And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, can we go to the movie? Yeah, that's how it went down. But I remember not telling. And then, my older brother I didn't tell him either, because that's...
Wait, I actually want to know what he thought.
That's probably the worst situation ever, because he's so annoying. He'd be like, oh my gosh, like, everywhere I went, he would probably be like that. And, like, we were going to school together at the time. And I remember I never told him until, like, 3 weeks later, we had the Wasilla meet. And then he was like, I didn't know you and Coda were dating. And I was like, yeah. And then,
wait, how did you find out?
Fine. My mom probably told him.
Okay.
How do you find out? Everett told him. Just kidding. Oh, your siblings! I love your siblings. What were their reactions?
I don't think they like understood.
Did they
really.
love me?
They like you, yeah.
Yes, I love them.
I don't think they really understood what's happening. Like,
I really try to vibe with Everett, because sometimes we're like in the lane next to each other.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, Everett, hey.
He doesn't talk very much.
I know.
My sister, like, every time like I talk to any girl, she's like, "Oh, is that your girlfriend?" She was like 5 when we were dating. So she'd be like, "Oh my gosh, is that your girlfriend?" Like every time I talk to like any female.
I kind of wish that I went over to your house while we were dating. Never did though. But I kind of wish
coffee shops for the next 3
so
months.
that I could have vibed with your siblings.
I think you could have.
That would have been so fun.
For real.
And Dan and Ashley.
Me and Trey kind of vibe.
I know. Trey likes you.
Yes, Trey. Love to see it.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know what Brayden's vibes are with you.
I don't really talk to him. Like, last time I talked to him,
that
like,
makes sense.
Congratulated on the engagement, and that was...
Oh.
He was just like, thanks.
Yeah. Well, we probably had so many people congratulating him.
Yeah, I'm sure, like, everybody... Because it was, like, they posted on their story, and I'm pretty sure everybody was probably swiping up.
That's it for our first episode of our podcast. Thank you to everyone who watched or listened to it this far.
And thank you for Emma for helping us behind the camera today. And most of all,
Thank you, X. See you guys next time.